Hey, it's Matt. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today I wanted you to think a little bit about resentment. Resentment and anger is one of the most powerful emotions that we have, and it needs to be respected and loved, but at the same time, it can be one of the biggest hindrances and obstacles on our path. A couple of friends of mine gave me some adages that I like. One being that resentment is like allowing other people to live rent-free in your mind. And the other one, resentment is like drinking poison and hoping that the other person suffers. Both of those I like a lot. And I've experienced a lot of resentment and bitterness and anger in my life. And, as I said, it's a really powerful emotion that is to be respected, but it can really hold us back because it's so much about being stuck in the past. And, when we experience bitter resentment against other people or even against ourselves, it's important to feel those emotions and use them as a catalyst for change. So if we're angry at ourselves for doing something that we wish we didn't do, it's important to feel that and understand why we did what we did and use that as a catalyst to change so we don't make the same mistake again. And similarly with other people, it's important that we look at why we're resentful and really understand it so we don't get into the same position again in the future and just keep allowing ourselves to be taken advantage of. But to sit in resentment is to experience some of the most unpleasant physical sensations and states of mind that we can possibly experience as human beings. Stewing in anger and bitterness is a guaranteed road to being down and depressed and anxious, and it really keeps us stuck in terms of moving forward because the energy and vibrational frequency of anger and resentment is not highly aligned with the love and joy and compassion that you want to feel in order to live your happiest life. So, I think it's really powerful to use the practice of empathy in order to deal with your resentment. So whether it's towards yourself or towards another person, it's a really amazing exercise that I was taught by a great acupuncturist and Taoist named Derek Shin. And he uses the exercise of putting the person to whom you're resentful, or towards yourself, the version of yourself that made the mistake that you wish you didn't make, and really think about where is the other person or other version of yourself coming from? Where is the behavior that's making you so angry and resentful coming from? What suffering is that person or that version of yourself going through that caused them to act in this way? And it's been really powerful for me to put other people whom I've been so bitter with and I thought I could never forgive and never let go of what they did, to really put myself in their chair and go through a very deep exercise in envisioning what it's like to be them. What is their family background? What's their life situation? What's their job situation? What could be contributing to them acting in the way that they have acted? And you can do the same thing with yourself, to think, why did I do that? And to go back to who you were at that moment, whether it's last week or 5 years ago. And instead of continually being so angry with yourself, have empathy and look back into it and say, why was I doing that? What was the situation in my life at that time? And through cultivating this level of empathy for ourselves and for other people, we can absolutely transform anger and resentment into self-love and love for the other person, even those people who have wronged us the most. And, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiveness is not about allowing other people to keep getting away with the same thing. Forgiveness is first and foremost for you, because when you forgive the other person, it releases you from the physical and mental shackles of experiencing the resentment that you really don't want in your life, because it's not helping you get where you want to go. So the weekend is coming up, and I would really ask you to think about this in your own life, and to really question, where are your biggest resentments, and how could you use empathy in order to transmute that resentment and anger and bitterness into love for yourself and for all beings. And in that way, I believe it will really help you ignite your passion for life. Please send me a message on Facebook or at the below email address, and I hope to hear from you soon, and have an awesome weekend. Many blessings. Bye.